This is a double-headed crab clamp designed primarily for mounting a camera to a bicycle or motorbike handlebars. I was sent this to review for free. They haven't paid me for my reviews, so my opinions remain my own. If you wanted to purchase this, it would cost you about $40. Alright, so in the box we have the crab clamp itself. A little stainless steel extension bar has 1/4x20 stud and socket. We have 2 of these extra nuts along with an Allen wrench for adjusting things. And so this guy here has 2 clamps that are, a bit apart, and we're going to have to adjust these because they came packaged this way, but they're designed to clamp to handlebars that way. So the included Allen wrench is used to loosen this connection here. And there's little notches in there on the clamp side, not on the bar side. And so you can basically, move these in and out somewhat and rotate them slightly like so. Now also, this centerpiece is currently bolted into a hole. When you loosen this, you have 270 degrees of adjustability like that. And you can rotate this guy as well this way, 360 degrees. So, it's potentially possible to have it kind of sticking off at an angle that way. Now, once you tighten this guy down and lock it, it's not moving. It's locked in place. Now, there are some 1/4x20 mounting holes in this little aluminum bracket. There's also a 1/4x20 mounting hole there. So there's lots of places to add things. You can put a camera directly on top of this guy or on the extension point. You could also potentially take this guy and screw it in one of these guys and have kind of a secondary point, but this would be a female here as opposed to a stud. So total weight here is just about a pound. It's 15.8 ounces, or 448 grams. Now, kind of absolute minimum diameter this guy will clamp to is about 15 millimeters, or about 0.6 inches. So at their maximum extension here, you can get something that's right at 38 millimeters, or 1.5 inches. If you're looking at the shape, it's definitely designed for pipes or cylindrical handlebars, but it will work with any rectangular objects that you can clamp it around. Alright, it's just a minute or two to get this guy attached to my bicycle here. These guys here are close enough that you can't do a full 360 rotation, so you want to have those as tight as possible, while you can still adjust them when you put it on. That way you can just tighten it up a couple of turns, because this will hit there. This handle is kind of in the way of using it that way, so you really do have to go underneath the handle. So it's not super easy to tighten these guys down, but you have the provided wrench there. Once you get those tightened down in the position you want, to take this on and off, there's no real reason to adjust them again. So you can simply undo the double crabs here, take it off, and then once the spacing is where you want it, you just tighten it back on. So putting this back on and off again, once you have these two tightened down where you want them, is very easy. And that thing clamps down really well. If I get this guy here and really push on it, I can rotate it, but that's not going to happen accidentally. If I clamp these down, there's kind of the rubber there, and I can make it spin, but it is not going to spin just due to vibrations or something. It definitely is there. On the other hand, if you were to go over your handlebars, this thing would push down like that. So this guy here adds, pretty high. It's not quite rider height, but it's pretty close. So you can get a much higher view with your camera up here, although that might get in your way. So, down here I think is going to be plenty good for most cameras. Alright, so this is the view at the 8-inch extension post. I'm going to adjust it by tilting this thing forward until I'm happy with, the angle. Tighten it up, and then I can take off. And of course I can rotate it around to face the rider. So you can also get views looking back this way, of course. And this is the view without the 8-inch extension post. So just a slightly lower viewpoint. I've been pretty happy with the construction on this guy. So there's this aluminum plate over here. We have these kind of plasticky nylon, it's a heavy duty plastic in here. Some posts here which appear to be either stainless steel or aluminum. I think they're stainless steel. The bolts here are stainless steel. Even this stuff here, which kind of snaps a little bit, is marked A270. So even these bolts here that are kind of snap a little bit are marked A270, which is supposedly a 304 stainless. So, this stud and that guy there are the only things that really have much magnetic attraction on the entire thing. And then this guy here is stainless as well. It kind of sticks to the bottom part here much more than the rest of it. It looks like it's the same alloy. I'm not sure if these two parts are screwed on or if it's just machined that way. Maybe with machining this has a little more magnetism. But, this whole top part up here is definitely stainless steel. That guy there could be stainless as well. It's sticking, but it's not sticking super hard. So your camera, you have this guy to adjust up and down. So you set the camera in the angle you want, and then you tighten this in to keep the camera from rotating. And then of course you can rotate this guy, and if you wanted to, you can rotate it that way to typically do a 180, I would say. But also if for some reason you wanted this off to a side, you can adjust that. And once you lock this down, it locks down both directions, so you can't rotate, you can't change this way.